I choose case number 1. Maria is a 28 years old female employee in a call center. Her male supervisor frequently makes comments about her appearance, tells sexual jokes during team meetings, and has asked her out on a multiple dates. Despite her repeated refuses, Maria feels anxious, dreads going to work, and have started experiencing sleep difficulties. For the first question, yung main law na possible na violated dito ay Republic Act number 11313 or the Safe Spaces Act, also known as the Bawal Bastos Law. This law protects people from gender-based sexual harassment, including harassment that happens in a workplace. Sa case ni Maria, yung supervisor niya ay frequently making comments about her appearance. Masasabi ng sexual jokes during team meetings and repeatedly ask her out kahit ilang beses na siyang tumanggi. This action can be considered unwanted sexual behavior, especially because Maria already made it clear that she was not interested. Another law that may also apply is Republic Act number 7877 or the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act of 1995. Important dito na supervisor ni Maria yung gumawa ng action since he has authority over her at work. There is a power difference between them. So the problem is not simply that the supervisor asked her Maria out. The bigger issue is that the confirmed doing unwanted action even after Maria said no. And this action are already affected her ability to feel comfortable at work. For the second question, Maria can first report the incident through the proper workplace procedure. For example, she can report it to the Human Resources Department or the person or committee assigned to handle sexual harassment complaints. It is also important for Maria to keep records of what happened. For example, she can write down the date, time, place, and the supervisor said or did, and the names of the people who have witnessed it. If there are a message, emails, or other evidence, she should also keep them. She may also seek assistance from the proper government as agency or legal authorities if necessary. Aside from reporting, Maria can also ask support from trusted people since the situation is already causing anxiety and sleep problems. Getting professional help may also be useful for her. The important thing is that Maria has option. She does not have to simplify tolerate the behavior just because the person involved is her supervisor. For the third question, since I am BSBA Financial Management students, hindi naman ako psychology students. But kung magiging isang psychologist ako, I would first focus on Maria's safety and emotional condition. I would listen to her story and allow her to explain what happened without judging her. I would also assess how the harassment is affecting her. For example, she is already experiencing anxiety and difficulties sleeping. I would want to know if these problems are also affected her work, relationship, daily activities, and overall well-being. I would also avoid telling her that she should simply ignore the situation. Instead, I would help her understand her feelings and discuss possible ways to cope with the stress. I would respect her decision and avoid forcing her to take an action that she is not ready for. For my professional responsibility, I will maintain confidentiality, respect her privacy, and avoid blaming her for what happened. If she needs legal assistance or services, or she need assistance or services outside my role, I would refer her to the proper professional or agency. So kung magiging isang psychologist ako, my role will be the support Maria psychologically while also respecting her rights, choices, and safety. For the first general question, one common theme I notice across the cases is discrimination, harassments, and violation of people's rights. Although different yung situation, all of the cases involved, people experience behavior that makes them feel unsafe, uncomfortable, or treated unfairly. Another common theme is the abuse of power or position. For example, in Maria's case, the person involved is her supervisor. In other cases, the person causing the problem may be a partner of a group of people or an institutional. Another common theme is the effect of the person's well-being. The experience can cause for fear, anxiety, shame, stress, or loss of confidence. So, these cases show us that when a person's rights are violated, it can affect not only their legal situation but also their everyday life. For second general question, for me, these laws protect not only people's right but also their safety, dignity, and well-being. For example, people have the right to work without harassment, the right to feel safe in public places, and the right to be treated fairly. This law also help people understand that certain behavior should not be considered normal or acceptable. So the purpose of this law is just not punish someone who did something wrong. They also help create an environment where people can live, study, and work with respect and safety. For the third general question, one challenge is lack of awareness. Some people may not know that certain actions are already covered by the law. For example, some people may think that sexual jokes are just jokes, or that repeated unwanted comments are harmless. Another challenge is that the victims may be afraid to report. They might worry that other people will not believe them, or they may be afraid of the possible consequence after reporting. There can also be problems with the reporting process. If the process is complicated, slow, or does not make the victim feel safe, they may choose not to continue. So I think we need more education about these laws, easier reporting procedures, and better support for people who want to support violations. For fourth and last general question, since I am BSBA Financial Management student, I am not training to become psychologist. But kung magiging isang psychologist ako, my training would be help me understand how experience like harassment and discrimination can affect a person's emotion, thoughts, and behavior. I would learn how to listen properly and communicate with the people without judging them. I would also understand the importance of confidentiality, professional boundaries, and respecting the client's decision. For example, if someone is experiencing harassment, I will not simplify tell them what to do. I would listen to their concern, assess their emotional condition, help them cope with the situation, and provide proper referrals if they need legal or other professional assistance. So, kung magiging isang psychologist ako, I will use my knowledge not only to understand the person mental and emotional needs, but I also help them feel heard, respected, and supported. Overall, this case shows that workplace harassment should be taken seriously. Maria's experience is not just about inappropriate jokes or someone asking her out. The repeated unwanted behavior, especially coming from her supervisor, can affect her sense of safety and her well-being at work. That's why laws like the Safe Spaces Act and the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act are important. At the same time, legal protection and psychological support should work together. The law can provide protection and possible remedies, while professional can help me person deal with the emotional effects of the experiences. Thank you.